HowExpert! Top 10 Common Insects. HowExpert publishes quick how-to guides on all topics from A to Z by everyday experts. Visit HowExpert.com to learn more. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more HowExpert Top 10 videos in the future. Moving on, let's talk about the HowExpert Top 10 Common Insects. Number 10. Crickets. More than 900 different species of crickets exist, most of which are nocturnal. Depending on where you live, you are likely familiar with the more vocal individuals within the cricket family. These insects are able to create chirping sounds by rubbing different parts of their bodies together in order to communicate and attract mates. Although these songs can be loud and persistent, crickets are not often seen as pests or especially bothersome to humans, unlike most insects. They are also well known for their powerful hind legs, giving them the ability to jump long distances. Perhaps their most important function is as food to both humans and animals alike. They are incredibly good at turning food into body mass, so they are especially nutritious. Number 9. Mosquitoes. These blood-sucking insects have about 3,500 species across the globe, their name meaning little fly in Spanish. Of course, the mosquito's most well-known quality is its vampiric relationship to other animals, including humans. What you may not know is that not all mosquitoes drink blood. Male and female mosquitoes both eat plant juices and nectar, but the female mosquitoes have the long snout associated with piercing the skin of other animals. The saliva of the mosquito serves as an anticoagulant, meaning it keeps the blood from clotting and allows it to be more easily drawn from the host. Some species rely on the blood of other creatures in order to get the nutrients they need to create eggs, while others use it as a supplemental source of nutrients in order to create a higher number of eggs. This transfer of saliva and blood is what makes mosquitoes a common vector for disease, passing them from animal to animal or person to person. Number 8. Cockroaches. There are roughly 4,600 species of cockroaches in the world, only about 30 of which live within human structures. Those that do make their nests within our homes are seen as pests and can cause allergic reactions in people, or at the very least, leave a terrible smell. Outside of these, however, cockroaches live in the wild in a multitude of environments. Larger species, such as the Madagascar hissing cockroach, are kept as pets by insect enthusiasts. One trait they all have in common is that they are incredibly resilient. Individual cockroaches are able to survive without food for up to a month, and even then, be able to rely on very little food to get by. Cockroaches in laboratories have been known to live up to 4 years, which is practically ancient for an insect. Number 7. Lice. Almost 5,000 different species of these flightless insects call Earth home. Lice are fascinating insects, as they are purely parasitic. If they are unable to find a host, be it human or animal, they are not able to reproduce. Lice are typically very small, hiding in the hairs or feathers of animals and feeding on blood or dead skin. In their lifespans, they lay eggs called nits and attach them to hairs or feathers around it. Their size and the resilience of the eggs are what make them so hard to get rid of. These tiny bugs can be dangerous, as they pass diseases to their hosts. But it's not all bad. Lice are among the first creatures to be viewed through microscopes and are used as model species by scientists to better understand the world around us. Number 6. Centipedes. There are 8,000 different species of centipedes, preferring to live in dark, moist environments such as forest floors and the basements of human homes. They are easily recognizable by their elongated bodies and many pairs of legs. While their name contains centi, which means 100, and most people believe centipedes have 100 legs, the actual number can vary between 30 and 354. Centipedes are predators, with sharp pincers called forciples that inject venom into their prey. They're not necessarily cold-blooded killers, though. Many centipede mothers lay their eggs together into a cluster underground and then wrap their bodies around them to protect them until they hatch, going without food or water. Number 5. Ants. Sources vary, but many state there are upward of 10 quadrillion individual ants on the planet belonging to 12,000 different species. Ants are eusocial insects, which means they are highly organized, have specialized roles, and live together in a colony. Worker ants care for the larvae and gather food, while warrior ants defend others and sometimes attack other colonies. The most important ant in a colony is, of course, their queen, sometimes queens. They are born, unlike most ants, with wings that they shed when they start their colony. They can live for several years, much longer than most other insects, and give birth to millions of eggs. Number 4. Bees. No doubt you are familiar with these flying insects, numbered at 16,000 known species. The most recognizable is the honeybee, with its yellow and black stripes. Bees in general are pollinators, meaning they feed on the pollen of plants and spread that pollen to other plants. The honey is used as a food for all of the bees in the colony. Humans have been keeping bees in a practice known as apiculture in order to farm this honey for thousands of years. Those that handle bees must be careful, though, as most bees are well known for their sting. Unlike other stinging insects, this is typically purely used for defense, and often results in the death of the stinging bee as well. There are also solitary bees, such as mason bees and carpenter bees, known for burrowing into wood structures to make their homes. These bees typically do not have a stinger, but can look large and intimidating. Number 3. Wasps. Wasps are a very broad classification of insects, with tens of thousands of species belonging to the order Hymenoptera, which they share with bees and ants. Different wasps perform different roles within their ecosystems. For example, some wasps are pollinators, while others are predatory. Some live together in colonies, while others are independent and only interact with other wasps to reproduce. Speaking of which, wasps don't have a single method for laying their eggs either. Some wasps build nests and lay their eggs there. Some will actually remove eggs from other insects' nests and replace them with their own, called kleptoparasitism, and still others will deposit their eggs into other living insects, so their young will have an immediate food source when they hatch. Number 2. Flies. There are many different kinds of flies that make up the 125,000 currently described species of flies on planet Earth. They are characterized by their single pair of wings that they use to fly. Their name is pretty apt, with great agility and speed. Their feet are also specially designed to cling to just about any surface. Another fascinating aspect of flies is their eyes. While they do have 2 eyes situated near the top of their head, these eyes are compound, which means they are made up of tiny individual units called ommatidia. So it's like they really have thousands of eyes and not just 2. This, paired with their skilled flight, is what makes them so hard to catch. While they are annoying, especially when they make it into our homes, they and their young are crucial parts of the decomposition cycle that takes place in nature. Number 1. Beetles. There are 350,000 species of beetles. That's 22% of all described species on the planet. The most plentiful among these beetles is the weevil. With its characteristically long nose, these harmless beetles make up 97,000 of those 350,000 species. Although butterflies are commonly known for their life cycle, beetles also undergo metamorphosis. Born as eggs, beetles hatch into squishy larvae that typically live beneath the earth. They then form hardened outer shells called pupa, where they transform from soft worm-like creatures into their more familiar shape, with hard outer shells. Some male beetles, such as the stag beetle, have formidable-looking pincers, while others, such as the rhino beetle, have long horns. These can be used for practical purposes, such as digging or foraging for food, but they are also used in combat to assert dominance and claim territory. If you liked our video, be sure to click like and subscribe for more HowExpert Top 10 videos for all topics from A to Z in the future. Also, let us know what other topics you want us to do a HowExpert Top 10 video in the future in the comments below. Thank you, have an amazing day, and take care. HowExpert publishes quick how-to guides on all topics from A to Z by everyday experts. Visit HowExpert.com to learn more.